The trust board is in place, yes.
When you say in function, what does that mean?
Meaning they have met and they're continuing to meet.
Do you have official minutes of that board?
Correct. The chairman is here. The chairman is the Secretary of Finance.
Do you have minutes of those meetings?
Yes.
Can you finish the committee copies of those minutes?
Sure enough. We'll finish that.
When was the first meeting this board ever had?
The board had on the 2020.
The purpose of this inquiry is to better understand how the Connect PNG program is being implemented and to identify areas where systems, process, and coordination can be strengthened. The inquiry will focus on implementation, bottlenecks and delays, procurement process and contract management, wastage, inefficiency, and leakage. The findings from this inquiry will be: 1. Compile into a formal public accounts report and 2. Table in Parliament. The report will contain identify weaknesses and shortcomings, analysis of root cause, and clear practical recommendations. Public Accounts Committee looks forward to full cooperation and honest engagement of all stakeholders.
Of the attendees to have each of the secretaries and those persons willing to swear.
I understand this, the Road Fund Management Act and the Connect PNG Act was passed by Parliament, and this is for purposes of budgetary allocations for the Connect PNG program. But Chairman, there's also, I mean, generally overall the parliamentary, the appropriations laws that Parliament passed from year to year, where it also allocates funding for the purpose of Connect PNG. And so those are the laws that when it comes to implementation, those are the laws that the bureaucracy or the public service, including my office, consider when implementing the projects or decisions by cabinet on certain projects under Connect PNG.
On 14th of January 2021, the Road Management and Fund Act was certified after having been passed as matter number 41 of 2020 in Parliament. Is that correct?
Correct.
So that is the leading legislation that intended to underpins this PNG Connect program. Yes?
Yes.
Number 18 of 2021, a matter of Parliament, the notice paper, passed Connect PNG Implementation and Funding Arrangements Act 2021, certified on the 22nd of December 2021. Do you agree? The first piece of legislation, Road Management and Fund Act 2020, amongst other things, is developed to address number of critical issues, they say. But it's an act to make provision for government management of roads, including those that come under the provincial governments and LLGs, and for related purposes. And the objectives are set out by the list, but for our purposes, implements a new contemporary road management system based on a clear demarcation between road sector policy and regulatory rules, familiar with this legislation?
Yes, sir, I am. I was the one with the team that put together those legislations in order to reform the functions and mandate performance of Works Department in driving the competency program.
What can you tell us one of the main features of that act?
The two main features you find in this two acts. One was to upgrade the from 1973 National Road Maintenance Act to something modern. So we amended, we override with a legislative reform to create the Road Management and Fund Act. In the Road Management and Fund Act, we try to separate the program management and the fund management, seeing that sometimes when we put both the funding and the road management together, there are issues. So in order to deal with those issues, we try and separate the fund management, which with the abolition of the National Road Authority, we created the fund. So we created a fund, road fund, with a board to oversee the fund, but it mainly for the maintenance fund management board.
Do you have a copy of the act with you?
I don't have it, but I can recall very well what I did with the lawyers and went through the process to get it. And the road management was also Road Management Act was also very important to drive the Connect PNG program, which was specific to about 16,200 kilometers. That was important for the economic growth of the country. Connect PNG really is about developing roads that are important to grow in the economy, including 3,000 kilometers of missing links. The Vision 2050 talks about creating 21,000 kilometers of new roads, but we saw that funding was not enough. So within the size of the economy and the slice we get every year out from the budget, we try to remain realistic in our planning. So we allow for the 5.6% annual budget, which comes under the Road Appropriation Act. Seeing that funding, guaranteed long-term funding, was a big issue as well. The demand for maintenance, the demand for building new roads was also big. So we try to be realistic in our targets for the medium term as well as the 2-year program life of this Connect PNG. So the appropriation act. Connect PNG it's only appropriation act that's passed by the Parliament. At the same time as the stakeholders is saying, budgets are also passed by the Parliament. So sometimes the budget is not sometimes, but all of the time that when the Connect PNG Appropriation Act came into effect in 2020. Only in 2020, the Connect PNG Fund Arrangement and Management Act came into effect. So trying to get the full ceiling that's in the budget has always been a problem. So you will see in our reports, I think it's stated very clearly that in our reports from 2019 to 2023, we had a shortfall of about 2 billion kina that could not meet the required funding level in the 5.6% as given by the Parliament. So,
yeah, no, thank you. Just before, very useful information. Do you by any chance have a write-up or
I got a full report here. I think the 2023 report that was presented at the Parliament captures everything. To my honest view, was the report that captures all the contracts, how much we have done. Later when I left, I think the secretary is here, so he picked up from there to write up the reports for 2024 and 2025 last year. But for the last 5 years, we have the report here. So
All right.
I got copies here. If you
Yes.
want
if
me
you
to
can,
distribute, we can
the
distribute the
attendants
copies.
can receive those on behalf of the committee.
This was presented by my late minister, our late minister, to the Parliament in the 2023, 2024, early 2024 sitting. So we can distribute this.
So, Mr. Wera and Secretary, jump in when you can. Section 28 establishes the board.
Yes.
There is hereby established a PNG Road Fund Board, which shall, subject to this Act, be responsible for the policy, control, and management of the PNG Road Fund. The PNG Road Fund, we'll come back to that to explain. Section 29 then sets out the members of the board. They are departmental head of the department responsible for finance, ex officio or his nominee, departmental head of the department responsible for transport, ex officio or his nominee, who shall be deputy chairperson of the board, the departmental head of the department responsible for national planning, ex officio or his nominee, the departmental head of the department responsible for roads, the departmental head of the department responsible for treasury, the state solicitor, chief executive officer of the Road Traffic Authority. Is the Road Traffic Authority still in existence?
Yes.
The CEO, one independent member nominated by the Road Transport Authority Association, one independent member nominated by the Papua New Guinea Chamber of Mines and Petroleum or any successor body. Has this committee or board ever met?
So, Deputy Chair and Chairman, esteemed members of the Parliamentary Committee on Public Accounts, on behalf of my department, I have my full staff here. As per request, I've brought in all the engineers right across the province, including all the works managers and regional managers, as per your notice to us. Coming back to the Deputy Chair's question in relation to the two legislations. One is in relation to the Road Maintenance and Management Fund Act of 2020.
I want to just zero in. I want to ask, has this board ever met?
That board is in function at the moment. The trust board is in place, yes.
When you say in function, what does that mean?
Meaning they have met and they're continuing to meet.
Do you have official minutes of that board?
The chairman is here. The chairman is the Secretary of Finance.
Do you have minutes of those meetings?
Yes.
Can you furnish the committee copies of those minutes?
Sure enough. We'll finish,
When was the first meeting this board ever had?
the board had on the 2022 when it was sworn in.
Right.
Then the minister Nali.
And yes, in 2022 it was sworn in. Did it meet after that?
At that time, Secretary Wera was in office. So they met after.
How often do you meet?
It's in the law when we should meet, and everyone sitting here is the board member of the road fund, the state soul, the treasury secretary, finance.
So when you meet,
Finance is the chairman.
do you keep minutes of those
Sure,
meetings?
sure, we keep minutes.
Will you be giving
There is a secretariat that runs the road fund with a CEO. We do keep minutes of that board meetings.
Thank you. I would like copies of all the minutes of that board meetings.
Sure, we will.
Can you furnish them today?
Yes, we give
By
them.
lunchtime, if you can get one of your staff to compile it and into the secretariat.
Gibson can organize with the CEO and provide those. The chairman is here, so Secretary for Finance will organize those meeting minutes.
Thank you, Chairman. Now, I want to talk about the fund. How was the fund established?
All right, Deputy Chair and the Chairman and the esteemed members, there's two different legislations we are discussing in this particular discussion. There's one on the Road Management and Fund Act, which is we are discussing the trust fund. That trust fund is coming from the fuel levies, Fotoya fuel levies generated out of the excise tax. That is totally nothing to do with Connect PNG fund. Connect PNG fund is a development fund coming from the budgetary allocations. So the board that you are referring to manages that Fotoya levy that comes in through IRC and Treasury. The Connect PNG fund has no oversight on this with the board. So the Connect PNG Act is talking about a capital fund coming through budgetary allocations. So in that regard, the board has no oversight on that allocation.
Can you educate us on the legal basis for that statement you just made about the board's powers that don't cover Connect PNG?
Well, the Connect PNG Act legislates to 5.6%, which every year annually there's a budget allocation. That comes through budgetary process, which Treasury oversight.